Level 1, Lesson 6. You are the subconscious whisperer. A psychologist once told me that there are 4 levels of skill mastery as it relates to practicing the techniques of emotional intelligence. This also applies to any of the techniques taught in this course. In terms of our conscious awareness and manifestation, here are the 4 levels. Unconscious competence, conscious competence, conscious incompetence, and unconscious incompetence. And while those 4 phrases may seem like a blur at first, they're actually very revelatory. So let's go over them one by one. Unconscious competence is where you are performing a skill and it is very automatic for you. It's free flowing, something that you don't have to think about it. As an unconscious competent, you are a master of your thoughts and emotions, and it's all about intuition. Next, we have conscious competence, where in order to complete a task, you are having to be conscious about it. Okay, so where you are using the skill, but it's taking effort. You're using effort, exerting effort while you are using the skill. You are thinking about it, giving it an effort. It's almost like there's more analysis than intuition at this point. You're conscious about what you're doing in the moment. Next, we have conscious incompetence. This is a level below where you are aware of the skill, but you're not yet proficient in that skill. It's kind of like being more book smart than street smart. Wrong analysis, no intuition at this point as you are incompetently completing a task. And the last is unconsciously incompetent or unconscious incompetence, where you are completely lacking awareness in the moment, you are unaware of a skill and unproficient at it. No analysis, no intuition. So I hope you can see within this framework that being unconsciously competent is the best place to be, where things are all about intuition, you are in the flow, and you are completely performing a task without even having to think about it. Think about the most highly tuned athlete and them just performing whatever they need to do, or a musician in the moment, not even thinking about the mechanics of what they're doing. And this is where we want you to be when it comes to manifestation. So on the scale of 1 to 4, unconscious competence is the highest level you can achieve. How many times have you given yourself a pep talk or told yourself that you're never going to repeat an action again? So think back to any example that just races up in your brain. Ever thought, well, I'm not eating meat again, or I'm not going to drink alcohol again, or I'm not going to be spoken to like that again ever? Ever made a New Year's resolution and failed at it? We all have. It's like confronting that monster under our bed when we were young. Our parents may have made the monster go away for that night, however, the next night it was right back. And maybe you were 2 or 3 on the scale, right? On the scale of unconscious competence or conscious competence, right? You gave it an effort, but it did not quite enter into your subconscious as a part of your self-image. So you're confronting these fears that you had, or things that you want to do, tasks that you want to overcome. But think about where you are on this scale, and you are not quite at number 1. Maybe 2, 3, maybe 4, right? 2 or 3 is where we're struggling against things, okay? Well, what this scale teaches us, right, is that with enough reps, we can master something to the degree which it becomes unconscious to us. That is, it's so easy we don't even have to think about it anymore, okay? This is where we're gonna get you at. Think about the first time you drove a car. I mean, this is always comical to me. Or performed any complex tasks that you can think of, right? When you were learning and driving on the road for the first time, you were probably freaking out like you were going to die. I mean, I know I was, right? You were consciously consciously thinking about your foot being on the right pedal, the car in front of you, the lights, the sidewalk, your sweaty palms, and your driving instructor sort of leering at you as you're moving around, scanning left and right. There were so many variables happening at the same time. You were completely overwhelmed with what was happening. And to make matters worse for me, my driving instructor was my dad, who made me learn on a 5-speed truck, and I had to learn on a hill with an incline of about 45 degrees. So I really had it rough. However, think about the moment. You may have been an absolute wreck as you were trying to gain unconscious competence or even conscious competence, right? Now, reflecting back, right, think about how you drive now. You're completely mastered that skill. You're unconsciously competent in that moment, right? You're on the phone, which I don't recommend while you drive. You're changing lanes while you're talking to your friends, you're grabbing a drink or reaching around and grabbing things in the back seat, whatever you're doing, and speeding down the highway at 60 miles an hour. We're not even thinking about those things anymore. Confidently slowing down in time for a light and driving absolutely safely. But right now, you're unconsciously competent, okay? And the same is true, right? If you take this analogy, this metaphor, right, about driving, same is true for manifesting your desires, believe it or not, right? It actually is a skill, okay? What we do here in this course is to demystify, right, what we talk about manifesting, law of attraction. It sounds very ethereal, right? But it's basically a skill, okay? And that's why I like to break it down into this sort of scientific realm. It's not voodoo, it's not magic, it's not hocus pocus, but it's really scientific, okay? And think about the term itself, law of attraction. Well, the law of attraction is just that. It's a law, capital L-A-W, right? And as a dog owner, fancier, someone who grew up with dogs, I just sort of love the fact that when Dog Whisperer came on TV back in the days, he taught so many people about how to interact, right, with this species that we so love. And just like the dog whisperer did, you will become the subconscious whisperer, treating your consciousness as a dog. Okay, go with me here, right? You will become the subconscious whisperer, like the dog whisperer, right? And you're gonna treat your consciousness as a dog, as a puppy. You're gonna look at it and you're gonna create this beautiful being, this beautiful thing that's going to grow up amazingly in front of your eyes, and it's going to develop, okay? And you can start right now. You can command and train your subconscious mind, right? The dog whisperer had dog owners, right, training their dogs within seconds, within minutes, as long as you got into the role and you knew how to interact and you knew exactly what the dog needs, and that's how you address. And that respect is returned back to you in energy. As far as the pack is concerned, well, we have a lot packed, forgive the pun, into our heads, into our minds, into our energies and bodies, our language, everything, all these different dimensions in which we exist, right? So we can train our subconscious mind. And this is the beautiful fact of where our energy goes, right? And we can say, good puppy, right? And we can say, good subconscious. Sit. Love you, here's a treat, right? And we can dialogue. And in a way, when we're doing that, I hope you can put your body into it, gesticulate and move, smile, have those great emotions, and play with this modality. Because as we're going to find, and as you'll learn later on through NLP practices, play is a huge methodology to increase your manifestation strength, okay? And all this works because consciously, while we have control, we have control, but we have not gotten down to the level of the subconscious where all of this stuff happens and resides, right? And so we want to repeat and we want to sort of train, because if we do it once, it's not going to be as effective. We have to repeat and do things and get better, okay? And it's like killing a bug or an ant or something and just wondering why they keep marching into the house. Well, you haven't gotten to the root of the problem. You're just addressing things as they come up. You haven't gotten down to all the emotional junk, right, which resides in the unconscious and the subconscious, right? We haven't gotten down to clean house, okay? But it is time to clean house right now, okay? And how do we do that? By becoming the subconscious whisperer, okay? And we're gonna do that right now. So your subconscious, it is time to clean house right now, okay? And how do we do that? By becoming the subconscious whisperer, okay? And we're gonna do that right now. So your subconscious needs to be trained, okay? Now here's the mechanics of how it happens. Here's what you're looking at, okay? In terms of real interface, okay? Now think about this, and I want you to process what I'm about to tell you, okay? It's said that we have over 60,000 thoughts a day, okay? That's a pretty high number, right? And guess what? Over 95% of those thoughts are subconscious and, are you ready? Negative, right? So 95% of our 60,000 thoughts a day are not only subconscious, right, below the level of our conscious awareness, but they're negative, right? And the stats only get worse because according to my mentor, there's actually a 1-to-4 ratio between bad thoughts and good thoughts as far as maintaining a positive outlook, okay? What does that mean, okay? Which is to say that we need to think, right, if we think about that ratio, at least 4 thoughts just to break even with every one bad thought we have. And our subconscious, our minds are sort of biased towards the negative. So we need at least 4 to break even with every one bad thought we have. So in practical terms, we need 5 or more good thoughts to counteract each bad thought. Yikes. Well, is that a gloom and doom scenario? Absolutely not, okay? In reality, the way our physiology works is that our human nervous system actually has a negativity bias, where it assigns a weight, right, of 4, just say a weight of 4 to each negative thought, and only assigns a weight, or you could call it a gravity, of 1 for each positive thought. So every time you have a negative thought, it assigns a weight or a gravity of 4 and 1 for each positive thought. This is why the ratio works, and this is why you need to actually have more positive thoughts to overcome each negative thought. Okay, but we're gonna do this, okay? And it seems like the odds are stacked against us because if our conscious thoughts, right, are statistically producing less than 5% of our daily 60,000 thoughts, right? That's only about 3,000 thoughts a day that we are actually in control of, right? So if we're only thinking about 3,000 conscious thoughts a day, but our subconscious is producing 60,000 total, right? What do we do? Where do we go? Okay, and I'll go back to the dog whisperer dog analogy. And having raised kids or dogs, you can reflect on this. It's like having a dog or a puppy that keeps crapping all over the house, all over the rug. Every time you turn around, there's a pile of poo somewhere and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't keep control of this. But you love your puppy. And your puppy, he or she is so sweet and adorable. And you can't wait for your puppy to be in control and go outside. Well, as I've learned with pets, and my subconscious and our subconscious, as far as human beings are concerned, you have to react immediately when something goes amiss. This is the key to training your dog, your pets, and it's also the key to training your subconscious. You have to react immediately and you have to be prepared for the situations, okay? Like right there on the spot, okay? And furthermore, we have to set up unconscious patterns in our beloved canines, just like our subconscious minds, to get them motivated, okay? So we have to react, but we also have to set up the engagement, the scenario, so that our pets or our subconscious will naturally want to receive the training, okay? And our doggos, and think about it this way, and this is the beautiful part about the analogy, the connection between dogs and our subconscious, okay? Think about it this way, right? Our dogs, our pets, love to please us. Nothing more in the world could be true, okay? As someone who loves and has golden retrievers, it's even more amplified in my world, okay? But they love to please us. And it is up to us, absolutely up to us, to make sure our dogs, our pets, have the best and most healthy lives of all, right? And the same holds true in the analogy, the metaphor for our subconscious minds, okay? And our subconscious minds are like a puppy, right? We have to train it and be on top of the training at all times. But here's the rub with a skill set, okay? And this is why it's good to demystify and sort of bring manifestation into the realm of science, right? Because it's repetitions, it's skill, it's something you can absolutely master beginning right now in this moment and carry this training forward, okay? You're gonna take this time, this moment, and make a decision. Yes, I'm gonna do this, and we're gonna take the first steps together, okay? It might be hard at first, but the reward is a lifetime in pure bliss. Okay, now go with me here. Think about how amazing it is to be out walking with your dog, or at the beach with your dog, or snuggling on the couch with your dog and enjoying every moment, knowing that they will not mess up the rug or the house anymore. They're trained. Think about the beauty and freedom in that feeling, in that moment, knowing, oh my gosh, I have the most perfect, loving, awesome pet ever, okay? Well, the same is true of our subconscious minds, right? All of this feedback and things that seem to be going wrong in our lives, right? The same is true of our subconscious. Imagine now, right? Imagine with me spending a lifetime of pure bliss, not having to worry about your subconscious mind metaphorically crapping all over your manifestations, right? And all over your positive intentions, right? Every time you visualize your dream home, stepped in poop. It doesn't have to be like that anymore, okay? Every time you turn around, if you try to think about something positive, you're not gonna have a pile of metaphoric subconscious poopy in front of you, okay? You can take your subconscious out walking. You can be at the beach with your subconscious, or you can be snuggling on the couch with your subconscious and enjoying every last moment, knowing that whatever intention you set for yourself, it's gonna happen. You are the unconscious competent. You are the subconscious whisperer. Okay, here's how you do it. And I'll give you a few techniques right here. Here are 3 perspectives or techniques to aid you in taking command of your subconscious mind, to allow your imagined manifestation to couple with the highest vibrational frequency. And this will speed up your manifestations significantly. You can start by stop arguing with God. You need to shift from fear to love. Fear is running from something. Love is going towards something, and your emotion, your energy in motion, should be one of love. One of the most profound sayings is, God is love. And that comes from 1 John 4:8. And you can replace God with whichever power you put faith in and believe in. As I've learned, we are all differentiated beings from an undifferentiated higher power. When you step up to visualize or imagine the reality that you are purposefully creating, do not show up to this event with fear or other lower base emotions. Show up with love. You have to get into the mindset and the framework of love. Start from that feeling and emotional base. Feel it throughout your body, okay? And you can start by simply, 1, posturing. Stand straight, hands on hips, chin up, and breathe. Get into the posture of confidence. 2, smile. Did you know your brain instantaneously releases over 1,200 good, feel-good brain chemicals when you smile? It is the most potent thing you can do for yourself. It's an instant mood changer. Another interesting psychological fact that it actually takes more of your face muscles to frown than it does to smile. So go ahead and smile. You're saving energy and you're producing better results. So do it right now. Smile as you're listening to this, as you're thinking about this. Move your posture into an upright position, neutral spine, shoulders back, hands and hips, chin up, breathe, and smile. There's no way you cannot feel better. Now, when I said stop arguing with God, what I mean is that God, or universal power, loves you, right? God loves you. The universe loves you. That means that the God, or universe, wants the best for you. If somebody loves you, they want the best for you, right? And so when we think about this almighty power, right, this power that is everywhere, yeah, it loves you and it wants the best for you, okay? Your highest ambition and manifestation is what God wants for you. And that is a very comforting fact, okay? And there is another saying that I absolutely love, which I'm sure you heard of. We call it the golden rule, which says, do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. And I love that because we're going to tie that in right now, okay? And that, my friend, as I said, is the golden rule. Well, let's do something with that. Let's play with that phrase for a second, okay? So instead of do unto others as you would want them to do unto you, let's flip it on its head and reverse it or invert it to say, do unto yourself as you would have others do unto you, okay? So instead of do unto others, you're gonna say do unto yourself, okay? Because you're in this course as self-reflection, as self-improvement, right? You wanna better yourself and thereby benefit others around you and life and create the life of your dreams, right? So let's start within. So do unto yourself, think about yourself, as you would have others do unto you or think about you. This means, quite simply, to treat yourself with kindness. And how would you want others treating you? Okay, treat yourself with kindness and how you would want others to treat you. Put yourself at that center, okay? Speak to your manifestations with love, with kindness and positivity. If you are trying to manifest money, speak to your bank account with love. It may sound counterintuitive, but let me tell you, it works. Speak to your bills with love. Know that what you want also wants you. So what you're out there wanting, you don't have a negative grasping energy towards it. You're confident it wants you. Because energy and manifestation, right, are basically relationships, right? Now, when you start to see your dreams, the manifestation that you want to produce, right, what you want to manifest into reality, your goals, you have to think about it as a relationship, okay? And when you start to think this way, things start to gel because you think, by analogy, what you do in other relationships. And it's a dance of energy is really what it is, right? And if you think about your life, I'm sure you could come up with one thing that you always seem to manifest, right? Think about what that thing is. Like, you just think about it and it appears. That happens for all of us, right? I mean, have you ever just thought about your best friend and they magically call? Or think about your favorite food, then your best friend calls wanting to eat that exact food? Well, it's no coincidence. That stuff does not happen by coincidence. It is you attracting energy in that relationship. And I'll take it a step further to say that you were unconsciously competent in that moment of your energy. You had no blocks. You're just thinking about it very freely, openly in a relationship. You were not forcing that, right? Do unto yourself that you would have others do unto you. Give that gift to yourself. Like with people, we have to establish healthy relationships with our goals. So I taught you a second ago to create a healthy relationship with your subconscious, right? By treating it as a puppy, something to train with love, right? Give and protect and guide, okay? So with our goals, we want to do the same thing, right? Which is basically doing unto yourself. It's the golden rule, right? It's like a reflexive golden rule. We have to establish healthy relationships with our goals, okay? So I'm manifesting another house right now. So basically, I am anthropomorphizing my house, okay? That's what I'm doing. Now, to anthropomorphize something is to give something human qualities, right? I'm just giving you the fancy term for it, but we do it all the time, okay? So we're applying human qualities to, say, a non-human object, right? Going back to dogs, we often treat our dogs or pets like children, right? We give our cars names. We see ancestors residing in rocks and other parts of nature, right? We give human qualities to things, anthropomorphizing something, okay? So for your manifestation journey, right, pattern your course goals after something that you already have a healthy emotional relationship with and kind of humanize it. Right? So think about something you already have or have already manifested that you have a healthy emotional connection to. When you think about it, it just brings you joy and happiness, right? You can use that as a basis, okay? Now always think about your goal, what you are manifesting as something that loves you, right? You can kind of close your eyes and visualize this, envision this, right? Using posturing and smiling, right? Using as a starting point something that you love or have a healthy relationship. Think about that, spend some time and sit in it and just feel it. And then start thinking about your goals and keep that emotional space around you. It's such a powerful, powerful tool, okay? So try it now. Think about it. Feel it, visualize it. It's like you're using your body and your mind and in a way language, right? We're gonna get to all these things as the course progresses, but you're also expressing yourself dimensionally. And what you're also doing is that you're also using mentorship in a way, okay? But it feels safe. It should feel safe and good. Know that what you want wants you, and that the universe, God, our higher existence and being, wants the best for you, right? Life wants the best for you. So take that burden off yourself and know that. Just release that and feel confident, like you're being embraced or hugged or given an award. You're like, oh my gosh, I did it. This is finally here and I love it.